It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
And the belief that God was laying out the path for her, I said she's going to do it.
A chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It sure would be nice to be back home where there's love and affection.
Then one day, Renee and I were talking about a variety of things, and she had gotten involved with aphasia and some of the programs. And she told me all about it, which is very heart-rendering. But she also shared with me the fact that she had a stroke a number of years ago, and she truly experienced the impact of aphasia. And we've had some very important conversations over that subject. And then one day she told me, you know what, Dom? I am so committed to aphasia, and my experiences were so significant in not being able to communicate the way I wanted to friends and family, that I'm going to run a telethon. I'm going to produce a telethon.
The principles I learned. Did anyone ever feel shattered and have everything all over the place, and you didn't know how you're going to pick it up? And when you have a stroke, you don't know how to pick it up.
Aphasia, a disorder that affects the language centers of the brain, caused by a stroke, caused by head injury, a tumor, an infection, or dementia, that allows people to have difficulty in speaking and writing and communicating in general. And quite frankly, I knew very little about aphasia quite a while ago.
Now, Renee's inborn desire to be a part and support, has made a brotherhood of men, and she has spearheaded this fundraiser, as Tom said. If we are here, it's because a universal power is guiding us towards a purpose, helping members of aphasia, which is, and I quote again, a language disorder caused by an injury to the brain and affects a person's ability to communicate. And what a better way to do it than through music, which has no boundaries and speaks the language of God.
I made a right-hand turn on 2nd Avenue in Wanacue because there's construction on Ringwood Avenue, and I wanted to get around the construction. So when I made that right-hand turn, who was standing on the sidewalk on 2nd Avenue but Renee on her phone? So I stopped to make sure she was okay and to ask her how the telethon was going. And we talked about it, and as usual, she was very enthusiastic, very excited. And she said, oh, by the way, I'd like you to say a few words tonight, okay? So I said, well, let me think about that since I'm just being told about it. So I said, I probably will, but I'll get back to you a little later. And as we were parting, she said to me, you know why you made that right-hand turn on 2nd Avenue? I said, the traffic. I mean, what else? She said no, in her normal spiritual way. She said, God made you make that turn. Which is true, probably, when you think about Renee and how spiritual she is. So I believe that's true. So
suddenly my world's gonna change its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space, yet I've watched it growing. So if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know that we should believe the things is Bill.
Thank you, Renee. Good evening. When Renee told me to have a speech prepared, I said, "Oh, okay." I looked at the 7:30 to 8:15, and the ones. The word, the first name was Renee, and the third name was me. But in the second name was speaker and singer. I prepared for that. I want to speak to you on
There is a wonderful, wonderful human being that has, thank you, that has throughout her life done the very, very best to support all the people, to give them the love that they all deserve, because she thrives in giving, in being compassionate. This is her life. This is who Renee is.
We're people with a dream, but that doesn't stop us. But, you know, when we call Caesar's Palace or Harrah's, they're like, who are you? You know, like, we're not like a big name. So, but we are going to have a telethon. But, you know, sometimes you have to go, well, that's not going to work. Let's switch gears and let's do it here. So we've begun to contact the Oprah Winfrey Show. Right? She's got a new channel. Jerry Lewis is not doing his telethon anymore. It's the right time to do a telethon on the Oprah's channel. Her ratings are not the best right now, and it takes many years to get a channel in gear. So it's not about her not doing her thing. It just takes time for people to, she had to dedicate her energy to a regular show, but now she's refocusing it. So it's a perfect time. So I've even emailed and called Gail King, her friend, to let her know. So we are going to be in contact. And let me share another little story. Bill, when I was on the phone with him today, told me that the Adler's Aphasia Center is already in contact with Oprah Winfrey. So all the pieces are coming together. So we are going to make this happen. I don't know.
Now, what I have written is, it is always a privilege to be present and involved in an event where all come together for the enrichment of humanity.
But I also believed that with her passion, her commitment, her energy, her drive, and the belief that God was laying out the path for her, I said she's going to do it. And guess what? We're here. We're all here.
Thank you, John. We don't need another meadow. There are oceans and rivers enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. Love, sweet love, it's the only thing that there's just too little love.
Turn your heartache right into joy. Well, she's a girl and you're a boy. Let's get together, make it right. You ain't gonna need any more advice. And there's a road and a fist in glove. Yeah, the eagle flies with the dove. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you with. Love the one you with. Love the one you with. Woo, love the one you with. Do 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 do.